All right, guys, welcome back. We are talking today about isolation exercises versus compound exercises, and more importantly, maybe when to perform isolation exercises. I think over the past decade, there's been a huge shift towards only performing compound movements and functional movements, and that anything that doesn't look like a squat, deadlift, hinge, lunge, carry, is probably worthless, right? I'm here to say that that's not true. That's false. And that isolation exercises are very, very valuable. I think it's important to understand how to apply them and when to apply them. And so the example that I'll introduce today is this idea when someone is completing a task, and during that task, maybe they are experiencing some kind of pain or discomfort, or they've had an injury that has led to a tissue that has been compromised and is unable to tolerate a specific amount of load. So there's a load intolerance, in a very specific part of the movement in a specific tissue during that compound movement. So maybe the example that we can use is when I'm squatting, I'm experiencing some pain in my quad due to a quad strain that I experienced a few weeks ago. And the idea is that the rest of the body is able to tolerate that amount of load in that squat at that weight, except that this tissue that was compromised during a strain is now unable to tolerate that load without experiencing some nociception, or just experiencing something that makes you not want to continue, right? Or continuing makes things worse. You feel worse. So in this case, right, implementing isolation exercises that allow you to increase the load tolerance and overall capacity of that tissue will set you up for success when you go back to completing that functional or compound movement, such as the squat in our past example. So again, isolation exercises are warranted, right? And they allow you to be specific with your loading to increase load tolerance of tissues and ultimately improve that tissue's capacity so that when you go back to your more compound movements or sport or life, right, that structure is up to par with the rest of the system.